Hello, and welcome to part 2 of Feminine and Sensual Dressing. I'm Diana. What are we talking about? Feminine and sensual dressing is not dressing sexy. There's nothing short, tight, or skin showing about it. We're going to be going over some simple guidelines you can follow so that you can feel your most feminine, soft, and sensual self. In the first episode of this 3-part series, we discussed layering different textures. And if you would like to watch that video is right here. And this is part 2, where we're going to be mixing lots of patterns and shapes in a sensual and feminine way. And what does sensual mean? It means of the senses. It doesn't mean anything more than that. It means lots of silky, flowy, lacy, things that feel great. You're just going to feel great in these clothes. So let's just get on with it. Let's go. So you can't be into your senses when you're not feeling comfortable. All of these outfits are built around feeling comfortable so that you can experience feeling feminine and experience your senses. And you know what? Right now, I didn't hide these bra straps because we're going to be hiding them anyhow. But what I do want to show you is that you could put on any tank top, right? Any day, you can put on a normal fitted tank top. But why not choose something with a little bit of a different shape? And I love the fluffiness of this one. Now, of course, it's a little bare, and I'm not going to keep it like this. I'm going to do something. Give me a second. I've just paired it with a normal, stretchy denim maxi skirt. So one of the ways of adding sensual, feminine layers is adding silky layers. So this is a floaty cotton camisole. And I'm going to add this silk cover up in a highly patterned pink. We're not going to worry about the pinks not matching because if you just pretend things match and you do it with enough confidence, people believe it. So now I'm a lot more covered up. I still have plenty of floaty, swishy things going on that are so feminine and so beautiful. I find this to be a highly feminine outfit. It is just delightful. And I think, that's a point that I want to make. Is that when you're feeling comfortable in your soft, feminine, sensual clothes, you are delighted. I want you to feel delighted, to be alive, to be a woman, and to be alive. Okay, let's take it down a notch in color. Now listen, I'm not here to show off my underwear. That's not what I do here. That's a weird way to start a segment. But what I do want to show you is that owning some slips is super important when you are layering. I think that it's good to have one that's flesh colored and one that's black. And those can get you started on layering. So what am I going to do with this slip? I'm going to layer another nude item over it. In fact, I have this kind of muumuu here. And let me show you how we do this. You need a slip because this is kind of sheer. Check it out. This muumuu, I think it's from H&M, has a really nice chunky pattern to it, even though it's sheer. It's got this gold edging within the pattern too. Wonderful. And it's got this nice gathered part right here. I think this is lovely, just like this. This is the kind of dress that you can wear at you wouldn't want to wear it to a wedding, but you could wear it to a summer event and you could dance and move and feel so pretty and swishy and feminine. Of course, you could rein it in with a belt if you wanted to. Let's just see what that looks like. And if this dress happens to be the same color as your flesh, like it is for me, then you would want to balance it out with red lipstick or maybe even some bright shoes. Might be fun. Now, I do feel like, we could go a little more sensual here if we add the right scarf. I know it probably seems staged when I come out with some scarves, but honestly, I just walk over to my closet, I grab some, and I don't even know if they're going to work. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to test some scarves. We have a small light blue one. We have a longer cream one. I don't know. And we have a very skinny cream one with roses. Let's just give these a try. I was just trying to pick scarves that wouldn't compete too much and also had a cream factor to them. No, I don't like. No. Aha. I don't like the way this is looking. Yes, this is the ticket. So what this is doing is this is playing off the brown of the belt And it's got beautiful roses on it, which, I mean, is there anything more feminine than roses? I could wear it with these sandals, and I could also make more of a winter look out of it with knee-length brown boots. That might be really pretty. So let's go over the principles being used here. We have a silky silk scarf with roses that are pink and brown, so soft. We have this delightful muumuu that's gathered in the front and has these bat wing sleeves, and it's sheer, and it has all this gorgeous gold woven throughout. We have some leather elements that are toughening it up, like the belt and the shoes. This is a wonderful, flowy feeling outfit. I wouldn't add anything else. If I had to add something else, if it were cold out and I needed a jacket, I think I have the right jacket for that. So we've got this pattern on the dress. It's very subtle. We've got this floral pattern here. So it's very subtle pattern mixing. I do think all of this cream color together is also very feminine and soft and beautiful. Let's do something a little more wild. Isn't that why we're here? Now, I'm not totally into jumpsuits because when you have to use the restroom, it's a whole thing. But this jumpsuit is so lovely that I had to include it here in our pattern mixing episode of our 3-part series of feminine and sensual dressing, because how feminine and sensual is this jumpsuit? I'd say all the way. It's all the way feminine and sensual. I'd like to do a little pattern mixing. While I do like this burnt velvet cover-up, it's pretty. I do love it. Maybe we could just let this jumpsuit shine on its own and add a scarf. So instead of the burnt velvet cover-up, we can do a burnt velvet scarfy shawl. I like this better because it doesn't cover up so much of this. And I feel like this is a very feminine shape right here. It's not like I have a lot of badonkadonk going on there. I don't. But there's still a shape. And I like it. I like it to be showing. Or I could wear this more like a scarf. And I like this a lot. It almost looks like a vest. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could pin this in the back right here and make a sort of vest out of it, which is very pretty, very bohemian, and has all these great textures. You've got the silk velvet, you've got the flowy jumpsuit, you've got these floral patterns together. Guys, this is too much fun for me. You could also toss it over your shoulder like that and look like some sort of floral lady pilot. Or you could just be more casual with the scarf and just put it on however you want. You know, I mean, that's the great thing about scarves. Put them on however you want. What if we gave this a loose tie? No. I think this is the winning look for the jumpsuit. I love the long scarf and how it kind of covers but allows it to be seen and just complements it. And all of these wonderful textures are so delicious. Let's talk about one of the most highly feminine shapes that you can get right off the rack in many different colors, the wrap dress. The wrap dress is one of the most feminine things you can wear. I could just put this on like this and it's perfect. It's perfect. It does the cinched in shape here. It does the V. Those are all things that are of the French girl style qualities. It wasn't worded eloquently, but I want to let you know that if you like French girl style, you should watch this video here that I did. But let's talk for a second about why dressing feminine and sensual is not French girl style. Feminine and sensual can mean so many things. It's mostly just think soft, girly, feminine, of the senses, swishy, silky, velvet. And it can mean volume and not exactly always a feminine shape, but it can mean feeling great and soft in your clothes. Whereas French girl style is beautiful, classy, elegant, and usually very feminine. But what we're doing here is soft, feminine, girly, fun, eccentric. Like we're trying to get a little bit crazy. We get crazier than the French girl style, but we're definitely going to pull from some of these elements over here. And with the wrap dress, we have the deep V neck, we have the cinched in waist, and let's just throw something on top of this for the pattern mixing episode that we're doing. So I have on a red floral wrap dress, and we're going to throw on one of my favorite layering items this blazer with flowers. And that definitely took away some of the girly shape, but it's not any less sensual because what I'm wearing now is a very silky feeling blazer. It feels like silk pajamas. I'm feeling this very silky dress moving around underneath. This is a sensual outfit, and the pattern mixing is a little bit bold, which I love. The senses, my senses are awakened. Most importantly, throughout this process of finding sensual clothes, is you should feel so comfortable that you feel delighted. You feel delighted with yourself. And right now, I'm delighted. And sometimes feminine and sensual dressing can be as simple as this: a fitted sweater dress that's not so tight that you can see your underwear lines, but tight enough to see a feminine shape and covers up enough skin that you're comfortable. Maybe I'm speaking for myself there, but I don't like to show a lot of skin very often. And when I do, I choose it very intentionally. But I feel most comfortable when I'm more covered up. And it doesn't mean I look any less feminine. So what I'd like to do is just play with the shape of this dress. I love this dress as is. I think this is just a gorgeous, comfortable dress, but let's play with shape by adding some structure to it. I picked up this really weird vest from Zara. Check this out. It looks like a craft experiment where someone sewed a bunch of felt together. Now that just took this dress down a notch. Now, why do I want to take it down a notch? Because sometimes I don't want to be super curvy. And suppose I've got somewhere to go that's a little more serious. Maybe I want to wear this to work. So now I'm going to add my perfect little red scarf on top of this to add to the sensual quality. What is sensual about covering up this sensual dress? It's the way it feels. I feel so warm and cozy. I feel protected in this vest. I feel like it's taking care of me. Is that weird? I feel like this vest is caring for me in its warmth in the way that it holds me together. I love the reds. I think those are very sensual colors. When you ask people, what is a sensual color? People say red. It just is. It's the color of blood. It's the color of love. And anything red is obviously, it's a little more sensual than other colors. So I love the red tones of this outfit. I love this silk scarf, of course. I think it's pretty. I think it is feminine. Even though I took away the feminine shape, it still feels very feminine. And it feels a little more serious too, a little more artsy. I want to show you one more layering option with this dress that's not so chunky. Oh, looky here. It's this thing that I bring out every once in a while, this kind of kimono cover up. I just love it. I'm not even going to belt it in. You know why? Because it's not always important to cinch in your waist. And I'm feeling this swishy fabric. It feels so wonderful and feminine. I don't have to explain it any more than that. Okay, I have a real weird one for you next. Okay, let's just review something really quick. You want to own some silk camisoles for your feminine and sensual wardrobe. They're great for under everything. And this one's going to go under something. So that's why I didn't bother to hide any straps. What I really want to show you right now is these really sensual pants. They have these flaps, and if it were to be very windy, they would be very revealing, but it would have to be so windy for them to reveal anything. They're mostly just beautiful, flowy, wide leg pants. I think it's gorgeous, and it feels safe. It feels okay to me. And we're going to layer this top that I recently found that has some very crazy sleeves. Check this out. So this blouse, you can add this to anything, and it makes your outfit so much more wild and artsy. And it certainly is feminine. It's strange, but it's feminine. And I like this outfit for, oh, I don't know, like if you were going to some evening event, even just out to dinner. It's so pretty. All of this swishy fabric and these arms that kind of puff out and do these alien shapes. It's all very sensual. That's the word that we are aiming for, of the senses. And I find this shirt to be very much of my senses. I like the way it feels. I like that it's kind of sheer. I like the texture. It's very interesting. And I love the silky pants. They feel great. I'm just going to show you one more thing with this crazy shirt. I love this combination. And because we're talking about color and shape today, I do think this is the perfect example. First of all, we've got two bright colors that I think are gorgeous, but go together. We've got two different, well, we've got actually the same shape here. We've got the shape in the arm that echoes the shape of the skirt. And I just find this to be a really fun outfit. Now, we could get wilder. Like, of course I could add a scarf, but do I need to? I don't need to, but why don't we? Because, if we're going to be talking about color, why don't we just keep going with the color? So we have blue, we have green, and now we're going to bring out this red scarf. Now, I do think this one is reading quirky art teacher, but is that a problem? I mean, who doesn't want to be a quirky art teacher? Do we always have to be some femme fatale? Is that how you say it? I mean, gosh, I feel like a quirky art teacher most of the time. I don't think it's such a bad aesthetic. So, all I'm trying to say is have a little bit more fun and diving into your feminine and sensual side. Pick clothes that are a little more sensual of your senses. Swishy, structure, satin, lace, velvet. All of these things are so wonderful. Silk. It is definitely a journey for the senses when you start piling all of this stuff on top of each other. If you missed part 1, it's going to be in one of these boxes. And eventually, part 3 is going to be in one of these boxes too. And if you enjoyed this, feel free to comment below because we can talk more about clothes and style. And if you didn't enjoy this video and you got this far, what are you doing? But you can leave a comment too. Plenty of people do. See you soon.